welcome to the class. This is 5th chapter, History. Yes, due to the online classes, we have eliminated few lessons in that history. 3rd and 4th chapter also are there. So I am not touching those chapters. I am directly going to the 5th chapter. So what is the name of the 5th chapter? Right. When People Rebel. 1957 and after. Right. So you know what are the policies, rules, regulations of the Britishers. And we came to know how the people suffered because of the rigid administration of the British. And many kings, queens, peasants, normal public, and even Sipais also suffered because of the deeds committed by the Britishers. Isn't it? Right. So, in our first topic of this lesson, we need to know about how the power of Nawabs and Mughals decreased. Yes. So, the first one is Nawabs lose their power. Because of the many acts and rules which was newly introduced by the Governor Generals of British administration, most of the Indian kings lost their authority. Yes, slowly the kings lose their authority, power, dignity, honor, and even their territories also. Yes, slowly the Britishers annexed their territories also into the British administration. Many of the Indian kings tried to negotiate with the East India Company, and the Indian kings thought the Britishers would respect their feelings, but the Britishers did not accept any pleas from the Indian kings. One of such examples are Rani Lakshmi Bai. Who is she? Yes, the Queen of Jhansi. So Rani Lakshmi Bai did not have her own son. So she adopted one son, and she pleaded British East India Company to accept her adopted son as a legal heir for her kingdom after her husband's death. But the British did not accept it. And in the same way, the adopted son of Peshwa Bazirao II, Nana Sahib, also pleaded British East India Company that he was ready to give the subsidiary aliens what was paid by his father. He would like to continue the amount after his father's death, even after his father's death. Even though the British East India Company not accepted Nana Sahib as a legal heir of their kingdom, Peshwa Bazirao II. So even though they have ready to pay amount also, the British administration not accepted the adopted sons as the legal heirs. Legal heirs means the descendants from the same family. Right. So here we have come across a word that subsidiary aliens. So what is subsidiary aliens? Did you remember? Yes, subsidiary aliens. According to this rule, the British East India Company imposed this rule very strictly on the Indian kingdoms. So according to this, the Indian rulers should not maintain their own independent army. Instead of that, British East India Company provide protection to the Indian rulers. For this protection and maintenance, the Indian ruler for that particular territory has to pay some amount to the British company. If any ruler failed to pay the prescribed money, some part of the territory was annexed into the British administration. This is one of the strategy of the Britishers to annex or include the territories, Indian territories, into their administration. Yes, this was very cruel and which is not needed to the Indian rulers. So next one. So slowly they started increase the power and authority of Indian rulers. The same thing happened in the Awadh also. Yes, in 1801 they imposed the subsidiary alliance on the Awadh. But in 1856 the Governor General Dalhousie included Awadh into the British administration. They shown the reason that the administration in Awadh is not good and Awadh need the British rule. So they shown this reason to the public and they annexed the Awadh into the British administration in 1856. Yes, and they slowly started focusing on the Mughal Empire or Mughal Nawabs. Yes, so they want to put an end to the Mughal dynasty also. They slowly stopped the minting of Mughal emperors' names on the coins which was minted by the British administration. So they have eliminated the Mughal kings' names on the coins. Yes, and not only this, in 1849, Dalhousie declared that Bahadur Shah Jafar was the last king in Mughal dynasty. Yes, and in 1856, Governor General Canning shifted Bahadur Shah Jafar from the Delhi Red Fort and he gave another accommodation for the Mughal Empire in Delhi. So they sent out the Mughal family from the Red Fort. Red Fort means it is the royal prestige of Mughal family. So these Britishers would like to take out the royal prestige from the Mughals family. Yes, and General Canning declared that Bahadur Shah Jafar is the last king in the Mughal Empire and the Mughal dynasty and none of his descendants will be recognized as kings. And his descendants may be called as princes but not kings. Yes, like this they put an end to the Mughal dynasty also. Right, then what is the situation of the peasants and the sipais at the time of 1850s? So let us look at the peasants and the sipais situation and the conditions under the British administration. In the villages, the peasants and the zamindars also not happy with the deeds of the Britishers. Yes, because of the high taxes, rigid rules and uncomfortable administration, many people were suffered at the countryside. The farmers are borrowed the loans from the money lenders to pay the taxes and they are unable to pay back the money to the money lenders. Because of this reason, the farmers were giving their lands to the money lenders. Means because of the high taxes, the farmers become as the laborers in their own land. Yes, they are unable to pay back their money. So where they borrowed the money, that money they are unable to pay back and they are giving their land instead of the money. So like this, a number of the farmers become as the laborers in their own land. In the other hand, the sipais also felt very unhappy in the British administration. Yes, especially the salaries, allowances and the services provided by the British administration was not good to the sipais, Indian sipais especially. Not only that, sipais felt that some new rules which were implemented by the British administration caused the damage to their religious sentiments and beliefs. Yes, there is a belief that if any Indian or a Hindu, especially in Hinduism, so Hindu person crossed the sea, he may lost his religion and caste. So this is a belief in the sipais. So if any person cross the sea, he may lost his religion and caste. So this belief is there in the sipais. So once upon a time in 1824, the British administrative rulers passed an order that the Indian sipais has to go to Burma through the sea route. So to fight against others on part of the British administration. But most of the sipais did not like that and they refused to go. But they agreed to go through the land route. So after that, the sipais who were refused to go through the sea were punished severely. After that, in very soon in 1850s, they made a law. The Britishers made a law or a new rule that the people who ever would like to join in the British army, they has to ready to go to the overseas. Means they has to ready to uh, travel through the sea if required. So this new point they have added to their rules. Yes, like this they are cornering the people. Not only that, many of the sipais have their own families in the countryside, means in villages. So this peasants' unsatisfaction or the peasants' anger quickly spread in the sipais. Why? Because the sipais are working for the British administration and their own family is suffering in the villages because of the British administration. Their family only suffering, right? So because of this hatredness in the peasants is quickly spread the same into the sipais also. So like this, the Britishers encountered with the hatredness of the Indians from all the ways of the lives, right from kings or peasants, jamindars, sipais. So all sectors of the life and the people who belongs to all the different sectors of society got angry on the Britishers.